Generations Bank has been serving the financial needs of the Finger Lakes region since 1870. Generations combines the best of modern banking with dedication to the local community. Visit them at mygenbank.com. Generations Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome to FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. I'm Jim Sinacropi inside the FingerLakes1.com studios here in Seneca Falls, New York. And today our guest will be Rick Newman from Generations Bank. He's back, been here before, and we're going to talk about this year's Right to Run in Seneca Falls coming up in July. Just about a month away, actually, so a lot of information on that. But first, this episode of FLX Weekly is brought to you by Lincoln Hill Farms. Celebrate Father's Day at Lincoln Hill Farms for a day filled with live music, craft brews, good eats, and a great time. Save the date and bring your dad, uncle, grandfather, or any father figure in your life to a one-of-a-kind entertainment experience. They'll be serving up a clam special while supplies last and featuring other food specials. Come on out and meet the goats. Enjoy live music throughout the day, long games, participate in their Dress Like Your Dad contest, and more. And also, Seneca Falls Acupuncture. Springtime allergies got you down. Research shows acupuncture can help relieve seasonal allergy symptoms, including itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, congestion, sinus headache, and more. If you're struggling to enjoy the warmer weather because your allergy symptoms kick up as soon as you're outside, give acupuncture a try. You can book online at SenecaFallsAcupuncture.com or call their friendly team directly at 607-216-8112. All right, Rick, welcome back.
Hey, Jim, good to see you.
Good to see you, too. And it's hard, it's June now, and it's the Right to Run is something that I think area runners and people in Seneca Falls have become to know as an annual event. It was originally branded as a 19K, as a nod to the 19th Amendment. But that's kind of changed a little bit. There's still a 19K component, but basically a sanctioned 5K race. And, give us some details on this year's event.
Yeah, you said it. We're a month away. It's going to be this year on July 6th, Saturday, July 6th, the in-person 5K. Basically, we start right at Bridge Street Bridge, similar to the It's a Wonderful Run starting and finishing spot. And, as you mentioned, the 19K, it's an ode to the 19th Amendment. And there was a huge component to it back when it started. There was an actual 19K distance with the 5K. Things over the years have changed, especially when COVID hit. There was a whole virtual component. That was the only thing, and then finally was be able to bring back the in-person 5K. But a lot of people may not know with the distance for the 19K is that there's a lot more work that's put into it, a lot more volunteers.
14 more Ks to cover.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very large undertaking, and we're doing our best to make this thing as profitable as possible because we donate so much money to our charity partners,
right,
which we can talk about in a little bit. But we do have a virtual component for the 19K, so you can sign up for the in-person 5K. You can sign up for a virtual 5K as well, and then the virtual 19K. Now, the starting date is still the same, July 6th, but the virtual runners we give them basically a whole month to be able to do it, submit their times, whatever. They'll get their shirts, they'll get, some swag when they sign up and whatnot. The in-person 5K will get a little ceremonial keepsake this year, which we're keeping under the wraps right now as a nice little surprise. But nonetheless, they're supporting a great cause, which also supports multiple initiatives around the region. And again, that's Saturday, July 6th. The race starts at 7:15 a.m. Mix 98.5 is going to be there live, doing live music and live streaming type of thing. So we'll be ready to go, and just want to make people aware also that traffic may be impacted a little bit through the Bayard Street area. You'll see signage up and everything.
We're just sleeping a little bit. 7:15 a.m. start. Just sleep till 9.
We're done around. We do the award ceremony around 8:30. It's a smaller run. We see upwards to 400 plus. It's certainly not the 4,000 plus that, some of the residents are used to. But again, it's for a great cause, for great causes.
Yeah, the race benefits multiple women's focused organizations. Who's the beneficiaries?
Yep. So the Athena ACE Scholarship, for continuing education, CAP Women's Transitional Home, the United Way of Seneca County Women's Leadership Council, First Amendment First Vote, Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes, and the Women's Walk of Fame, which was one of Menzo's projects that was near and dear to his heart, which we are still working on trying to complete the first round of it. But yes, that is a large component to that.
Yeah, this is one of the many things the Menzo case was passionate about in terms of developing events or supporting a community-based organization, anything for the community. I mean, I've never met someone who was that passionate and committed to it. And I think that you've worked a little bit of Menzo case, who passed away, not quite a year ago now. You've worked in a little bit of Menzo case into the theme of this year's race.
We have, yes. So back when it started, it was not that there wasn't a theme, because the overall theme is obviously women's rights, and everything of that sort. But with our runner shirts, we always used to utilize our regular generic logo, for brand recognition. But last year, we kind of started moving to more of a customized theme. We utilized the sunflower, which was a suffragist icon, a symbol that they used throughout the movement. So we noticed that the customized shirt kind of really brought a different component to it. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, like you mentioned, the president and founder of the Right to Run 19K, unfortunately passed not too long ago. So we wanted to make an ode to him as well this year. So this year's theme is bells. Yep. So for the listeners who may not know, the story of the Justice Bell. So as you can see, this is this year's design for the shirt and the swag and whatnot.
I like it.
The Justice Bell was a replica of the Liberty Bell as a sign of one of the nation's most symbolized things of freedom, right? So the suffragists used the Justice Bell as a replica of the Liberty Bell to parade and utilize as another focal point behind everything. So we wanted to incorporate bells, which also Menzo loved bells a lot as well. It's not only just a symbol of freedom, but joy and accomplishment. And Generations Bank has Bell Park.
Bell Park is pretty cool. And a lot of people that drive by that may not understand that connection.
Yes.
But it is another great installation, something that town residents can take pride in when they drive by, and visitors to Seneca Falls can stop and take a look at. Sure. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The bell component being incorporated into this year's event, and those logos that we had on the screen are pretty sharp.
Yeah, we're excited about it, and obviously people may not know, but orange was Menzo's favorite color. Mm-hmm. We also have Menzo's signature, which will be on one of the sleeves. Again, just trying to incorporate, bring in a piece of him along with us this year. But you'll see the wooden medal, the palm hat. The 19K runners will receive that, and their bibs and everything. So everything's listed online, righttorun19k.org. You can see, what's included with your registration for in-person versus virtual.
What's that URL again?
righttorun19k.org.
Okay. Is that where best place to sign up? How can you sign up?
Register. That's where you can also, individual registrants can also donate to charity partners as well if one of those causes is near and dear to them. You can also sign up to be a volunteer. These events don't happen without volunteers. Especially our road marshals. They're the main component to this. So we're looking good with volunteers this year. We're very happy and appreciative of everyone taking the time and effort on a Saturday morning on 4th of July weekend to come out and help us out. So with volunteers and sponsorships and everyone who has a hand in this, it helps the event go out without a hitch. So
let's talk about the sponsors. Who are some of the bigger sponsors for this year's run?
Yeah, so we've got a great list this year. And I'm just going to go down a list. It's in no particular order, but we do have some of the main ones, which we'll be shouting out on social media as we move forward this week. But we've got Sessler Wrecking, MRB Group, James Chrysler, Red Brick Pub, Downtown Deli, ITT Gould, Cafe 19, the Family of Menzo Case, DA Liquor, Dorn Funeral Home, Stanton Chiropractic, Little John and Barbie Orthodontist, Barrett Marine, Blush by CV Design, Lions National Bank, Finger Lakes Waterproofing, the Bonifiglia Family Foundation, Community Bank, FL Radio Group, Mix 98.5, Northeast College, Waterloo Container, Wegmans, It's a Wonderful Run, and Select Eurocars, and of course Generations Bank helps make a little donation.
Yeah, that's quite a list.
Yeah, so that is it's one of our best years that we've had, and we are very appreciative of all the help that we get from this, because these events really don't happen with as a nonprofit organization. They're helpful.
The event's moved around a little bit. It's been on Mother's Day. Now it's last year it was 4th of July weekend. This year, you think this is like a permanent home for it? Or?
Jim, I'm not entirely sure. What we tried to do over the past couple of years was try to incorporate it with other events going on, and that stinks. We tried it with Convention Days, we tried it with Canal Fest. There was obviously the Mother's Day weekend. Weather's always the thing. When do you get the best weather? Of course in July it's hot, but luckily
not at 7:15 in the
race.
morning.
Yeah, so. I don't know if it would necessarily stay this weekend. We might find a permanent home for like the second weekend in July. That way it's not a holiday weekend. I don't know. It didn't hurt us last year,
Yeah.
But maybe it didn't help us.
A lot of people. I don't think a lot of people, travel as much for July 4th weekend. That's kind of like a holiday weekend where you stay at home, you have some cook-offs, you go to the lake, or you do whatever. But you certainly, can fit time early in the morning to support this race and make it part of your weekend. So how about signups so far?
Signups are great. They're trending upwards in a large part from last year at this point in time. And, a lot of the registrants come in the last 2.5 weeks. People are finalizing their plans and, saying I can do this. And of course, we're pumping out also a video series that we've got.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too. The Why We Run series. What exactly is that?
So one of our and first I have to give a shout out to two of our newest board members who have done an absolutely great job. Judy Wenzel and Hannah Panucci have joined our organization this year, and they have just hit the ground running. No pun intended, I guess. But we started this Why We Run video series to kind of showcase women-owned business owners in Seneca Falls, a lot of the runners even who participated in the past. And we're looking for them to tell us their story on why they run, why they keep doing what they're doing and following their dreams. So you've got people like Casey Galloway and Christine Van Duzen, Becky Bly, and then you've got a lot of the past participants who have run this run for years since it started. So we just posted our first one yesterday with Casey Galloway to showcase her story behind Cafe 19, and obviously that's a huge ode to the 19th Amendment, whatnot.
That's
headquarters. So following that theme and hearing the stories on why they keep running, essentially following their dream of what they're doing and why they're doing it in the birthplace of women's rights in Seneca Falls. So Judy and Hannah and the team have done a great job putting those together. So we're excited about it. We hope it takes off, and nonetheless, people get to learn a little bit more about our community.
Yeah, and you mentioned Christine and Casey. They've been operating those businesses now for several years, right, and definitely become staples of the community. I know so many people, including my wife, start their day at Cafe 19, get some coffee, and it's a community gathering place. Same thing with Christine Van Duzen, to have that that type of retail operation in downtown Seneca Falls. It's going against the grain of what people expect in a historic downtown like Seneca Falls, which is fantastic. She's become like an anchor, and there's so many other great things going on in town. Type of thing that Menzo Case would really been proud of, because I can't state enough how much he kind of propelled us into this new, the current, what was then the future, but to our current present of, Seneca Falls is a tourist destination. Seneca Falls is a downtown that serves our community, vibrant, and I know too that we're starting summer Thursdays at the park in Seneca Falls, where the small businesses will be open a little later. Restaurants will be open. There'll be a concert in the park, and that's coming up. As a matter of fact, I think Judy just spoke to the town board last night about it. So lots of great stuff going on, and it's facilitated by people like Casey and Christine, who show up every day and provide great service to the community. So, but the video series, so you look for them on social media.
Yeah,
Is there
right
released?
Right on Right to Run on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook there. Like I mentioned, Casey was posted yesterday, so we'll be kind of showcasing our sponsors and the videos every other day. As we're getting closer now, we've got a lot of content to start pushing out, and staying on top of people's minds and telling them to register, and then that in a way tells us or gives them the opportunity to tell us why they run.
Yep.
Sign up and whether it's you're vocal about it or not, it gives you a chance to explain why they run as well. So.
Well, it's an awesome event, and it fits right into our theme of our capturing our history here in Seneca Falls. Yeah, and we mentioned everybody wants to be It's a Wonderful Run. That is like something that really hit the sweet spot based on the Seneca Falls connection to the Frank Capra's Holiday Classic, It's a Wonderful Life, and that thing is just blown up in conjunction with the festival, the It's a Wonderful Life Festival. And it's nice to have this other branded event, in the summer, which is just, it's impossible to set a goal to try to be like that Wonderful Run 5K. It's just something totally different, but it has become a staple, and it has become a well-known run. And like you said, it does fit into our theme here in Seneca Falls, National Historic Park, birthplace of women's rights, and it's great to see it, doing so well. Shift gears quickly. You got a golf tournament coming up, right? The Bob Rosencrantz American Cancer Society.
You got it. 45th annual American Cancer Society.
45th annual. That's unbelievable.
So, but yes, it's for the Bob Rosencrantz Trophy. So that's coming up on June 19th, Wednesday, June 19th at the Seneca Falls Country Club. We're getting close.
How is signups?
Got 23 teams.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's always one that does well.
That's kind of like a little. It's a nice little sweet spot for a long, potentially hot day.
Right.
In terms of time wise, but again, the teams and the sponsors and the turnout for those types of tournaments is awesome. We donate money to the local chapter, the regional chapter of American Cancer Society, which supports the Relay for Life initiative. So that's coming up Wednesday, June 19th. There's still time if you're looking to get a team in. We obviously not going to say no.
Yeah.
Or if you want to sponsor a whole sign or something of the sort, raffle items, any way that we can help raise as much money as possible for the organization, we're all ears. So.
So that's June 19th. It's a Wednesday. If somebody is interested, where would they find?
They can head right to mygenbank.com, and they can find the form on the About Us. They can learn a little bit more, or they can just contact marketing at mygenbank.com. They can email us or call headquarters and ask to speak with myself or someone in the marketing department. We can get them situated. And
that's one of the best ones. I mean, there's so many scrambles for golfers. There's so many, and this is one that I historically have played in every year. 45th annual. I haven't played every single year, but I remember playing when I was in high school. Several decades ago. But yeah, it is a good one. I can't play this year as I'm going to be in Chicago, but I'm glad to see that you got 23 signed up, and it's a fun day, and for a great cause and in memory of a great man in Bob Rosencrantz. So, how about you? Anything personal going on? What's life like?
I tell you, my my little one just turned 3 on June 3rd, man. So that was incredible. It's incredible to see how much of a little man that he's become, even for the past 6 months.
Starts to get a personality, starts to become a person. You can interact with him more than just like changing their diaper.
Not entirely. I think he's getting a little bit more of my personality, which take with a grain of salt, depending on who you are and how
But
how
it
well
is
you know me.
amazing
But
to see, when you have a child and they start to develop a personality, you can see the connection to parents, and it's like, it's genetic. It's partly that you're the one raising them, but it is really cool to see like these little things, mannerisms, or
the biggest thing we're trying to really instill is the manners.
Yeah, right.
The please, the thank you,
Sure.
the welcome. If we got a good starting base with that, then I think it should be pretty smooth sailing from there. But he's also only 3, so
Yeah,
we've got plenty of time to deal with other things. But no, it's just that, and it's golf season now, Jim. I know you play in the winter, but
you haven't been able to get out as much though with a 3-year-old at home, right?
no, not at all. I mean, I play league every week, but that scratches the itch a little bit. But
Think he's going to
it's
be a
Scramble
golfer?
tournament. Yeah, we'll get there. Of course, I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants.
Oh, sure,
We're starting with baseball right now. And
Yep.
Dad grew up as a baseball player and played in college, so
Yep.
we'll start there. He can play golf.
What position did you play?
I played as a shortstop in college, but I enjoyed playing anywhere.
Yeah,
I,
right.
Pitched and played short. But
All right. Well, maybe future shortstop in the
possibly.
works there.
Or catcher, or whatever, outfielder. We'll see. But he'll do t-ball next year. He's already whacking it off the tee already, so he'll be one step ahead, hopefully. But yeah.
Well, those, my daughter's a senior in high school this year, and we did she never stuck with like the baseball, softball, but she did it for a while, the t-ball, the coach pitch, more soccer, lacrosse, and basketball for her. But, really, sometimes it's a little much, like it's a lot. You're spending a lot of time doing it. But now that I'm at the end of it, and it's over. I really will miss those days of hanging out at the ball field, or having practices with the kids, or going out for a slice of pizza after a game, or ice cream, stuff like that. It's great time. But get them down the golf course, get them out there on the putting green, have them hit a few putts. Maybe who knows? Could be the next Scotty Scheffler.
Remote control golf cart here, maybe.
There you go.
Soon, putting around. So, yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. Things are going so well for you, and it's should be a great summer. And just a month away, the Right to Run 19K golf tournament on June 19th. Before then, at Seneca Falls Country Club for the Bob Rosencrantz Memorial American Cancer Society. MyGenBank.com for more information on the golf tournament. RightToRun19K.org for more information and to sign up for the run on July 6th at 7:15 a.m. And appreciate everything you do, Rick, for the community.
Thanks, John.
And in honor of Menzo, I really am a little emotional thinking about these nice little touches that include Menzo in this year's race, because again, I can't overstate, of all the people that have ever done anything for Seneca Falls in my lifetime, he's right up there. He went above and beyond, and a lot of the good things that we see in our town right now are a direct result of his commitment. And he wasn't even a native of Seneca Falls, which is another thing that always blew me away. He came to this town, built a life here, ran a business here, built an amazing business here, and and always was focused on bettering the community. He saw the potential in this community that a lot of people that were born and raised here didn't see. So all good stuff.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right to Run 19K.org. Rick, thanks again for coming in, and I'm sure we'll see you soon.
You got it.
Here's about 2-3 times a year.
We got more events coming up. So.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming in. And again, even if it's you're not a runner, I'm sure that they have there's walkers involved in that, or just come down or volunteer. It'll be a great part of your July 4th weekend for sure. So thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday. We'll have Ben and Tamika Bird from the Perfect Pair Eatery. Maybe you've seen it on Baird Street in Seneca Falls, but they are putting out some amazing food. We'll have details and talk to them next Wednesday here on FLX Weekly. Until then, have a great June weekend here in the Finger Lakes.
FLX 1.